Hi, I am making this screencast for the Capstone project of Machine Learning with Microsoft Azure NanoDegree program. In this project, I have predicted the heart failure using both AutoML1 and Hyperdrive. This is a classification problem, and the heart failure clinical records dataset used for the project is obtained from Kaggle. So the very first step of the project is to register this external dataset in Azure ML Studio. I have completed this step, and the heart failure dataset can be seen under registered datasets in Azure ML Studio. Let's explore this dataset a little. Here we can see that this dataset has approximately 300 records and 13 columns. In the next step, we have to train a model using both Hyperdrive and AutoML and deploy the best performing model. For this task, I have made two experiments, one for the Hyperdrive and one for AutoML. Let's first discuss the Hyperdrive experiment. Here the status of the Hyperdrive experiment is completed. In the Hyperdrive part, we have to select a model on our own and then tune its hyperparameters using Hyperdrive. I have used the logistic regression model, and the hyperparameters that I have tuned are maximum iteration and inverse of the regularization strength. In this tab, we can see the child runs, and here we can find the best hyperdrive run. Here is our best hyperdrive run, and this is giving us an accuracy of 81%. I have registered this model as well. Now let's discuss the AutoML experiment. The status of the AutoML experiment is also completed, and the best AutoML algorithm is voting ensemble, which is giving us an accuracy of 87%. Since in this project we have to deploy the best performing model as a web service, I have registered this AutoML model and deployed it as a web service. Here the deployment status can be seen, it succeeded. Now let's move to the model section to see the registered AutoML model. This is our registered AutoML model, and in the endpoints tab we can see the endpoints associated with this model. This is our web service, and the deployment state is healthy, and we can access this endpoint on this URL. One thing that I would like to highlight here is that I have enabled application insights for the web service, and this can be seen here. Since our deployment state is healthy, the next step is to test the web service, and for this let's move to the notebook section. This is my AutoML notebook, and here we can see the scoring URI. And in this cell I have write the code to test the web service. I have already executed this step, and this is the response obtained from the web service. This response shows that the web service is working perfectly fine. One more thing that I would like to show here is the service logs, and I would also like to show the run widget here. This is the run details widget, which is showing that the run is completed. In the end, we have to delete the service and the compute cluster, and I will execute these steps after finishing this video. Thanks.